Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show on this Friday, the 1st of October, 2020. Thank you for tuning in. I'm glad to have you guys here. Now, I'm going to tell you guys what. Oh, man, I'll tell you. 2 nights ago, I had to run the air conditioner all night long to sleep. It was that warm and muggy. Well, last night I went to bed and I feel like, I don't need the air conditioner tonight. Great, so I went to bed and went to sleep and everything. And in the middle of the night, it must have come in really cold, and I didn't have the heater on in the house. And it's just one of those nights where it starts to penetrate your bed and stuff. You don't have the heater on. You're too damn sleepy to get out of bed and turn the heater on. Anyway, so I slept kind of through it, but a little bit on the nippy side all night long. Can you imagine? It must have been a hard frost outside last night. So what's interesting about this is the fact that in 2 days it went from air conditioner to needing a heater. The weather's gone wacky. And there's another thing too. The system, a chain reaction has been started within the system. It's going to be hard to stop this chain reaction now at this point. That can lead to I'm going to call it a partial system collapse. Oh, and I'm talking about the system. What I'm talking about is the whole world. The whole world's not only economic system, but the system of how things are done. The just-in-time delivery system and everything else. And a chain reaction's already been put in place now that could lead. I'm not saying it will lead, but could lead to, without any sort of a financial collapse. A financial collapse can push the world into a system collapse. Anyway, but the COVID's what's been pushing us there for a long time. But guess what? Let me get the chart started, and I'll show you what. Start the charts right here. Merrick, a big drug company, has invented a new pill that lowers the number of deaths from COVID-19. It's almost like a magic pill for COVID-19. And right now they're trying to push this new pill through for COVID patients and stuff. I can't even pronounce the name of it. Why do they make these drug names? Why do they make such screwy names for it? Like, can't they think of something simple names for a drug? Why do they have to make names we can't even hardly pronounce? Well, they have the name of it here, but it's a new drug, and it says U.S. pharmaceutical company Merrick reported success in treating corona patients with a new drug on Friday by taking the number of hospital admissions and deaths fell by half, the company said. That's huge. The guy said that's huge. They want to quickly apply for approval of the drug in the United States and other countries. Boom, boom, boom. They're going to rush this thing through. But what I'm saying here is the problem that's been generated by COVID over the last 2 years in the world's structure of the world system, the just-in-time delivery system especially, has been it's basically torn things apart to the point where a chain reaction could be started where even if they do come up with something now for COVID, it might be a day late and a dollar short for the structure of the system. In other words, what I'm saying is we might be headed towards system collapse. But I don't think a full system collapse, but enough where everybody out there, our lives won't be the same if we have some sort of a system collapse where, look, we got 500,000 blinking containers in coming into the west coast of the United States, and they're just like all backed up. We don't have people to unload them and stuff. I mean, it's just everything. Every part of the structure of the system. Hospital workers are leaving the job, and a lot of people are leaving their jobs, and the system is like, right now it's straining under all this stress COVID's put under it, and it's buckling. It's buckling now at this point. So, well, let's get in there and take a look at the markets today. We're taking a look at the silver price right now, and the silver price is at $22.53. So all those losses, I hope you guys get in and got some of that cheap silver, because we're right back up where we were before the big drop. You know, dropped a buck. That's a lot when you consider it's silver. You know, that's quite a big, substantial drop. But now she's scooting right back up there again. And she's on the poise. She's poised right now to go higher than it was before. It's at $22.53 right now, the price of silver. I can just imagine how much silver they sold during that drop. How are they keeping up with world inventory? Because I'm going to tell you, there's enormous amounts of silver and gold sitting on the sidelines. You know, a lot of people, they see that silver and gold sitting on the sidelines, but it's privately owned. It's privately owned, guys. Nobody's selling. But they see that gold. People see that gold and silver sitting on the sidelines, and they say, oh, there's all kinds of silver. There's millions of monster boxes, and blah, 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 blah. You know? Because they see all that silver sitting on the sideline. But it's not for sale. They say, how can we have a silver shortage? Look at all the silver that's out there. These people over here own this many, and we got millions here. And yeah, but it's not for sale. Understand that silver sitting on the sidelines right now. Well, a lot of you guys out there right now, you got silver. Is it for sale? No. You're waiting. What are you waiting for? You're waiting for the price to go up massively. Then it's for sale. And that's the way with all the silver sitting on the sidelines, or most of it, unless a person's totally nuts, they're going to sell in at these cheap prices. Maybe when they paid more, they might have bought it back when it was $30 an ounce. They ain't going to sell, you know? So it's sitting on the sidelines. And so what is for sale in the silver? Well, the brand new mining supply has been coming in, been refreshing this industry and being able to keep them up with inventory so that they can so that when you go to APMEX, you still got coins and stuff for sale there. It's been coming in from mining supply. But you know what I think they've been doing? I think they've been selling to keep up with this. I think they've been selling like the mining supply that's like their inventory for the whole year. Like they've been selling it in the last few months. And what are they going to have toward the end of the year? It's like a person that only gets say they go grocery shopping once a week, you know, and they bring all their groceries home and they eat it all up in one meal. What are they going to have for the rest of the week? Well, that's the way with these silver guys out there, selling all their silver right now because there's huge demand to try to keep up with this, but they're selling all of it for the whole year. What's going to happen later in the year? Well, they're wondering what they're going to do, you know? Anyway, so silver, are they going to actually be able to keep up with demand later? I don't think so. I think we're going to run out. And when we do, we're going to see not necessarily the spot price blow to the moon, but we're going to see the physical price explode with premiums. We've already seen a signal of this. It's happened. It's going to happen again, but much bigger premiums. We're talking about premiums that are going to be sky high. And when there's a shortage, the complexion of the whole thing is going to change, because the people who sell silver out there, they're going to want it so bad. Like, you know, we've went through this whole thing that's lasted for years and years, where you go into a silver dealer and they're not really interested in your silver, buying your silver. They've got suppliers that supply them with silver. And if you come in off the street, they're like, what do you got? and they'll want to buy it for spot or below, or sort of thing, and they're not real crazy about getting it. And if you got oddball coins, they might turn you down and say, well, take them to the bank or whatever, and maybe the bank will give you something for them or whatever. That's the way it's been. The way it's going to be is, doesn't matter what you got, even if you've got forks that aren't real solid silver, but just got a silver plating, they'll want them. They'll want anything that's even got a sniff of silver on it if there's a shortage. That's what'll happen is they will be more than happy to accommodate you and pay you. You probably get a slice of that premium because they got to keep in business. In order for them to keep in business, if they're not getting a stream from their supplier, and the prices go way up high and the premium goes massively high, they want to get something in there that they can sell. That's how they stay in business. And so the complexion of the whole thing is going to change if we get a silver shortage. The complexion of you selling your silver is going to change. But then it's going to change too, because when the silver price gets really high, I mean massively high, the government's going to come in there and find ways, I'll just call it ways, of, in other words, you went through all the work of buying the silver, putting it away and everything else, waiting all these years and everything else. And when you get a reward for that, the government's probably going to want a big chunk of it. And they'll figure out some new way, a carbon tax. I don't know what they'll do on it, but they'll figure out a way to get it out of your pocket. Because the government is so greedy for taxes right now. And I don't understand why. What are they trying to do? Balance the budget? Why not just print all of our taxes? Wouldn't that be a great way of stimulating the economy for a change, Give us a tax holiday out there. Give all the businesses a tax holiday. Heck, make the tax so that it's because they got a print and press. I mean, sooner or later they're going to have to go hog-tied wild anyway in order to hold this system together. Might as well go hog-tied wild now. The old saying was, poop or get off the pot. I mean, they're going to do it anyway in the end, so they might as well swallow the bitter pill now. I mean, this is where we're going, but we're going there in a slow, drawn-out way. We're heading toward the hyperinflation in a very slow, drawn-out way, but the people have to squeal first. In other words, the government's going to keep getting tighter and tighter, trying to draw all this in, until they see people actually dropping on the street from no food, from hunger, and the people start to get mad and the public opinion starts to turn against them. Then they'll print. And there'll be an awful lot of, because they do it suddenly, what'll happen is there'll be an awful lot of it's actually not malinvestment. What it actually is you get a lot of people out there who are taking advantage of the system at that point. So the money seems to go nowhere because you get all these people who are having a check sent to their dead grandmother or whatever. I mean, it's just robbing the system blind at that point when they get free and loose and easy with the money, kind of like they did during COVID. That happened. Yeah, I mean, thousands of people from other countries and stuff were making pretend, and they were getting the checks when people in the country involved weren't getting nothing because they didn't know where to go to sign up for it or whatever, or maybe they're living on the street and they just didn't have the wherewithal to get on the program. Meanwhile, you got some guy over there on the internet halfway around the world that's taking advantage of the system, and he's getting 10 checks. So there's no easy solutions for this, what's going on with the system right now. We're in a state of a collapse of an empire. Nothing more, nothing less. Anyway, I'm starting to get it running away with this a little bit. But here we are, $22.55 on silver, and it's up 39 cents on the day, which you guys like to see, Maybe some of you don't, because maybe some of you haven't got a lot of silver yet, and you want to get in there And some of you like to see it, and some of you don't like to see it go up. Anyway, gold today. We're up $4.30. Let's take a look now at cryptocurrencies. And cryptocurrencies is up too today. Refresh the page. 2068, and yeah, it's booming up right now. 47,300. Well, 47,269 for Bitcoin. So could have had one for 41,000 there yesterday. That was 47. There's been a fair amount of stability in the Bitcoin price, you know, considering what the big swings it used to have. It used to drop by 50%. Now it seems like it drops by like 10% or whatever. It would be a big day for Bitcoin to drop, or 15%. It used to drop by 50%, 70%, and then go right back up again later, higher than it ever was. But we're noticing now with the Bitcoin price getting really high, more stability. So instead of getting your 50 and 70% drops in price, now you're getting your 10%, 15% drops in price. When Bitcoin goes over 100,000, you're only going to see 5% drops in price. When Bitcoin gets up to $250,000, then you're only going to see 2% drops in price. You see the way it's going, guys? Okay, let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average for a second. It's up 272 points on the day, and it's shooting up right now really fast. We were at a spot there with the Dow and the other markets, you know, where it could swing either way right now. And we're still in that spot where it can swing either way. It can go into a blow-off top, or it can start to crash. But I don't think it's going to stay. It's been consolidating for too long at these levels. It's getting ready for something. It's building up pressure. It's getting ready for something. We're seeing it go up today. Let's take a look now at crude oil. 74.83. It's down 20 cents on the day so far. We're going to take a look at the MOVE index. MOVE index is 6107. It's going up today, but only slightly. It's taken it a long time to get up above the 60 mark. Let's take a look at bonds. We're seeing falling yields today. This is why the stock market's up today. We're seeing the yields come back down a little bit. We're looking at a U.S. 10-year that's dropped 4 basis points down to 1.48. And we're looking at a U.S. 30-year that's dropped 2.3 basis points down to 2.06. And now we're going to look at the U.S. dollar index and see what it's doing. 94.05 today, and it's sloping back down a little bit again. You know what I say about that new pill by Merrick? Merrick's new pill? COVID disease and the flu and the common cold. They're all viruses. They're viruses. They suddenly got a pill out here that'll knock out a virus. Maybe they can get a pill for the common flu too. If they can get one for COVID, apparently they're getting one for COVID here. They're applying for, Merrick is applying for, halves the risk of hospitalization and deaths. Wow, that's huge. And Merrick's applying for it now. Apparently they have it. Maybe they could get a pill out there for the something similar, you know, in the similar line of thinking, you know. I mean, if you got a pill that can fight a virus, maybe they can get a pill that'll fight the common flu, because I hate the flu. Don't you guys hate the flu? Almost every year you get the flu, you know. And I'm going to tell you something about the flu. We've basically just about stomped out the flu with all of our measures we've taken against COVID, you know. And if you don't have the flu for a few years, and we haven't, most people haven't had the flu in a long time now, the flu will come back with a vengeance on you, because your immune system starts to get to the point where, see, if you're in a normal cycle where you have the flu every single year, you have it, you have it, you have it, then when you get it, it's not so bad, you know. But if you go a few years without having the flu, and then all of a sudden a bad flu comes through, It can cause problems too. Big problems, especially if nobody's had it for a few years, and their immune system's not used to seeing it. How your immune system works is your immune system, if it's constantly seeing something, you build up an immunity against whatever it is. It could be a head cold. If you're constantly having head colds, your immune system will know how to respond to it. But any virus, even a head cold virus, if you went to a population on some island way out in the middle of the ocean and they've never seen a head cold before, some guy comes in, he's sniffing and snorting, he's got a bad head cold, and he spreads it around. All of them would get terribly ill just from a head cold because their immune system's never seen a head cold before. There's been places where the flu has come in deadly because people had never seen it before. They'd never had a flu before, ever in their whole life. And to those people, it's novel. It's a novel illness, That was the way with coronavirus when it first came out. It was novel, called the novel coronavirus, because new. It basically means it's new, You get something new, that's when it's a big danger to people's immune system. It's something that's brand new and their body's never seen it before, never encountered it before. It takes the immune system a little while to figure this out. It's like the immune system scratching its head saying, what in the heck is this? Never had this before. Well, the flu, the common flu, you all have it when you're little babies, and have it before you're 1 year old. You've probably had the flu at least once, And the immune system remembers that all the way through your life. It remembers that this is the flu. The flu's pretty tenacious, Pretty bad virus. Makes you awfully ill. Anyway, listen, guys. Stay tuned for the pets. Welcome to the pets, guys. Thank you for tuning in to the pets. Now, first thing we're going to take a look at is Mike has sent us in these pictures. He says, hey, Glenn, my name is Mike, and I'm a big fan of the show. Here's pictures of my cats. Callie, a.k.a. Nub, the gray cat, and Frida. And Callie likes belly rubs, and Frida likes to run around like a lunatic. They live in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, so not far from me. Anyway, these are the cats. Frida and and Callie. Anyway, listen, a.k.a. Nub, the gray cat, and I'm going to tell you, it looks like I'm not sure is she laying on her tail or just got a nub for a tail. Anyway, I think that's it. I think that's maybe why they call her Nub, a.k.a. Callie, a.k.a. Nub. Anyway, let's move on to the next pets, and the next pet is from Barry. And he says, hi, Glenn. This is Gnarly, our American Staffy pup. Love your show. Regards, Barry. So here is a picture of Gnarly. And really cute. And now we got our next pet right here we're going to take a look at. And isn't this the cutest thing you ever seen in all your life? He says, this is from Gregory. And he says, hi, Glenn. This is my dog, Hannah. She's 14 years old. Thanks. And he says, just add silver. And I'm going to tell you what. She's the cutest little thing I ever seen. Those little red bows on her ears and her little necktie. Oh my gosh. She's so cute. So cute. Those big eyes. Anyway, this has been your show and this has been your pets. Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, lots of comments. Thank you guys, and we'll catch you guys in the next show. Bye-bye.